Welcome back. We're talking about diabetes, and I think most of us have someone we know or love that deals with this. It's an important topic. It's a dangerous disease that, if it's left untreated, can cause blindness, kidney failure, and even death. We're talking, yes, diabetes.
And one of the biggest problems with diabetes is that many people don't even know they have it.
Saving medication he needed. He had insurance through his job.
Even so, his prescription cost him $1,200 a month, more than his rent.
Millions of Americans have diabetes and need insulin to survive, but the price of the drug is often expensive.
Now she and her dad are
The Cara family fights every day to keep 6-year-old Dorian alive. His type 1 diabetes demands at least a dozen shots of insulin daily, and the cost has doubled in the last 5 years. Data from the CDC, more than 13% of adults don't take their insulin as prescribed because it's too expensive. 24% have asked their doctor for a cheaper prescription.
I have a brand new car.
The price of each insulin drug, Novolog, Humalog, and Lantus, has shot up as much as 400% in the past 10 years.
Kimberly Cavanaugh takes pains to eat healthily, carefully planning, prepping, and cooking 3 meals a day. The key? Keeping her blood sugar in check.
Stripping the $35 per month insulin price cap from the bill, keeping insulin prices high for Americans. So let's verify. Was the price cap on insulin removed from the Inflation Reduction Act? Our sources are the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022 and the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. This claim needs some context. The final version of the Inflation Reduction Act, passed by the Senate, does cap insulin prices for some people, but not for as many as originally intended.
Diabetes is when our body does not match the amount of sugar in our blood from the food that we've eaten.
Now, desperate patients are pleading online, saying they can't afford the insulin they need to live.
Prices are set by the pharmaceutical companies at whatever the market will bear. Increases in prices over the last few years is because, companies are recognizing an opportunity to raise prices.
Drug makers blame insurance companies, saying more patients have high deductible plans, meaning they must pay more for drugs out of pocket.
I can always tell when my blood sugar is low or high without even testing it. My eyesight gets a little blurry or I'm sweating.
What I usually use is everything in here.
The Virginia resident is alive and stays alive because of insulin. In her early 20s, Kimberly slipped just briefly in monitoring her blood sugar and missed that it was spiking.
I definitely could have died from it. Your blood sugar gets so high that the sugar turns into acid in your blood, and it can be fatal. So I actually was in a diabetic coma for 3 days.